Hi, everybody. Welcome to It's Bizzy. Here we go. Welcome to It's Bizzy. I almost forgot my mic, you guys. Isn't that crazy? I'm so excited because Payton McNabb is here. And if you don't know who Payton McNabb is, you're going to be like, I want to know her. I want to know where she gets the courage, where she gets the strength, where she gets the chutzpah to be the woman that she is. Because what happened to her doesn't need to happen to anybody else, does it?
No, never.
Never. And I have to tell you guys, so I met Payton less than a year ago when we were in Singer Island, Florida, and at an independent women's forum. And it was absolutely amazing to meet her and hear her. And she works with independent. You work with them, right?
Yes, I'm an ambassador for them.
You're an ambassador, and so is Riley Gaines, right?
Yes.
Your friend Riley Gaines, who just had a baby, right?
Yes. Oh, I'm just so happy for her. Have you seen her? The little
No.
baby, Margot? She is so little and so cute.
Oh, it's so amazing. So the Independent Women's Forum, you guys, if you're out there and you don't have a chapter in your area, reach out, go to their website. They are doing amazing things, bringing awareness about so many things that I didn't even know about, like elderly care, just to name one thing. But I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about Payton if you don't know her. Payton is a former 3-sport high school athlete from North Carolina. She's from Murphy, North Carolina, and whose athletic future was abruptly altered in September 1st of 2022 during a high school volleyball game. As a junior, she was struck in the head by a powerful spike from a biological male competing on the opposing women's team, resulting in a traumatic brain injury. This injury left her with significant and lasting physical and cognitive challenges, including partial paralysis on her right side, vision impairment, and memory loss, which dashed her hopes of playing college softball. Since then, Payton has chose to turn her pain into purpose by becoming a leading national voice in the movement to protect women's sports. She partnered with the Independent Women's Forum and has notably testified before the North Carolina General Assembly in April 2023, urging the passage of Fairness in Women's Sports Bill, which later became a law. Thank you very much, Payton. Her advocacy work involves traveling the nation, sharing her personal stories, and collaborating with lawmakers to ensure female athletes have safe and fair competitive spaces. And you even went and testified in Washington, didn't you?
Yes, I had the opportunity to testify in front of the Doge Committee, which was pretty cool.
It was really cool. With Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I absolutely
Mhm.
adore.
She was just so cool. It was awesome to watch her like do her thing in real life.
Isn't it crazy? So like you're from like a wonderful family, Christian family in North Carolina. You and your sister played a lot of sports. Your mom and dad are still married. You were going off to go do like your junior year. You're like, I'm going to look at prospects of where I'm going to go to college. Who's going to recruit me? This is going to be amazing. I'll go D1 or D3, right? Like kids do. And you go to this volleyball game. And did you know that there was going to be a guy on the other side?
So I did. I had been playing against him for 4 years. He was the same age as me, and our freshman year was 2019 and 2020, and that's when they passed the bill that he was allowed to play in my state. So as soon as they passed that bill, he enrolled into public school. He had been homeschooled his whole life, I guess, and transitioned by his parents. So he didn't really know anything else, which is really that's always like the saddest thing to me. Like he grew up that way, and then and once they passed that law, they enrolled him, and then he started dominating volleyball. That was the only sport he played, and he was obviously very, very good at it. He didn't play any other sports, but I really think like well, I know the only reason they won anything, those 4 years were the only years that they won the conference championship in our conference. So like that just tells everything it needs to tell itself. COVID kind of cut off half of our years, so we didn't really notice. I mean, like we noticed that there was a guy, but he was still really small. Like, he was very small until about junior year when he hit puberty, and then it was, like, over. I mean, his vertical was he was almost jumping over the net.
So you see him out there and you think, well, it's going to be fine. Hopefully we win, but if we lose, I'm going to give it my all, like I always do, right? And then he goes, and so you're playing, and how many are you guys up or down when this happens? Are you winning or
So
losing?
we're losing, and it's, like,
Okay.
the 3rd set, so with varsity, it's 3 out of 5,
Right.
and so this could have been the last set anyway, and I think it was. I'm not really sure, but yeah, we had to practice differently to prepare for this guy. I mean, like, our coaches were hating that we were having to do that. Our administration was hating it. We had a really young team, so, like, really only the seniors knew how to deal with this guy to begin with. So our coaches were just saying, at least just put a hand on a ball. Like, you don't even have to return it, just at least touch it, because that's how impossible it was. Like, that was our goal, just to at least get a finger on the ball. And it was just insane. I mean, we weren't even the only team that had talked about that. I talked to girls across the conference, and their teams also had to prepare just for this one guy. And I was like, of course everyone did. And then once I got knocked out, I was trying to be as positive as I could. I was one of the captains on the team and a senior. And I was trying to be as motivating as possible because they were genuinely scared, our very young freshman filled team. And after them seeing me get knocked out and then the freshman setter having to fill my exact place, like, she was on the verge of tears because she was so scared, and it was just so devastating to see, and I don't know, I'll never forget everyone's faces that day. I mean, it was sad.
It's so It's I mean, I have 2 sons and I have a daughter, and
Mhm,
physically, they are totally different. As
mhm,
much as the world wants to say, and I talked about this on my podcast yesterday, episode 579, I talked about how you see these boys that are dressing like girls, and they can even have the operation, but it still doesn't change your DNA, okay?
mm-mm.
You are still a dude. You are still built differently. My son's arms are bigger. My son's picked up a stick in the backyard and would be like bang bang. They pick up a car, vroom vroom. Now I didn't teach them that. They just know that instinctually. It's like God gave them that. But then to say, I don't like how I feel, not to mimic them, but I don't like how I feel in my skin. Well, guess what? None of us feel great in our skin every day. So get over it. Like, that's tough life. Where are the grown-ups in the room? I always say, where are the
Exactly.
grown-ups? Like, somebody had to walk over to him and say, yo, dude, do you see these young ladies? If you want to play boys volleyball, go ahead. You aren't a girl. And the fact that the lawmakers don't have the courage to speak the truth is kind of sad, isn't it?
Oh, it's incredibly sad. I think you just put that so perfectly. Like, no one is comfortable in their skin, and that's something that I've always thought about because that's when they, like, they prey on these young, like, confused kids, and, of course, like, he didn't feel confident and good in his skin. I mean, he was going through puberty like the rest of us. I sure as heck didn't think I didn't feel good in my skin either, but I knew I wasn't a dude.
Right.
Like, like, I genuinely don't understand because it's so common knowledge and common sense, and I don't understand why me as a 20-year-old is having to sit in front of Congress and explain a biological difference between a man and a woman. Like, that sounds crazy. I shouldn't have to be doing that, but I do. And I'm having to do that across the nation, which I obviously want to do, but it's just the fact that I have to do that because there's lawmakers and adults in these positions of power who don't even they can't even answer a simple question that we all learned, like, when we started learning anything. Like, this is one of the basic facts of life.
Yeah, you cannot like, I wanna be a unicorn, I'm not a unicorn. You wanna pretend like you're a cat, you're not a cat, get over it. You might wanna feel like a cat, you're not a cat. Like, someone
Literally.
needs to come to the table and be the adult and say, "This is who you are." You might not feel
Mhm.
comfortable, but nobody does every day. So the
Exactly.
fact that you even think that everybody's gonna feel like God, like, says we're all sinners, we're all gonna feel bad, right? From the
Mhm.
days of Adam and Eve, from the
Yep.
very beginning, we feel uncomfortable, right?
Mhm.
I think it was like the biggest story about Adam and Eve was, when they first got to when they got to the garden, they weren't wearing any clothes. And the minute they sinned, they had to put on clothes.
That's it's crazy. It's happened from the very beginning. I think that's a great way to put it.
It has. It has. And so I have this huge question. Did he come over after he hit you and say, "Are you okay?"
No. Yeah, no, that didn't happen. I was on the ground, I was unconscious for like 30 seconds, so I didn't even know what was going on. But in the video, everything went silent. There was like a scream, which I don't know who that was,
Yeah.
but my team was like so worried, and then the other team all kind of crowded together on the other side of the net. And my team heard them laughing at us, and they were like, that just enraged them with anger because like, what do you mean? I mean, even if I was a catcher in softball, and if any of my pitchers ever even hit a batter, like, not meaning to, they would stop the game and go over there and ask them if they're okay, shake their hand, and say they're sorry because, like, that's not the point of the game. And, or in any other sport, if anyone gets hurt, everyone takes a knee. Like, that's just common, like, courtesy. So the fact that they're laughing at me while I just got so unfairly injured in front of everyone, like, that just made it even worse. So, no one said anything to me. I mean, their team, like, their athletic director and I think a coach came up to me and were asking me if my nose was okay, and I was like, "Yeah, like, how would my nose not be okay?" Like, I don't even know where they got that from. But I didn't hear from anyone ever again. He did reach out to me, the guy that hit me, after I spoke out for the first time, but it was nothing, like, of remorse. It was just, like, a snarky comment, but that was it. That's all I've heard from him ever.
So that's pretty pathetic, in my opinion. Like the fact that you don't say, I mean, I'm a huge tennis fan. And Ben Sheldon, who went to the University of Florida, when he plays and he's like in these amazing matches to win like Wimbledon or the US Open, and he will hit something and hit somebody, and he's like, "Are you okay?" Or somebody gets hurt, he stops and he's like, "Are
Mhm.
you okay, dude? I just want to make sure you're okay."
Yeah.
Just common courtesy,
Yep.
grace. He didn't have any great, and then he sends something snarky to you.
Yeah, and it's just like,
So
I've
he's a
I
coward. So he's a
yeah,
coward. Yeah. No
yeah.
class, no just okay, so we're just gonna go by how we feel. We aren't gonna acknowledge that you're a boy and that you have no common courtesy or grace towards others. And you didn't even take the time to send her flowers. Like, hello,
Literally. You could have at least
literally.
donated the flowers.
I mean, he should have sent you flowers. He should have come over. Are you okay? I'm so sorry. I know I'm bigger than you, but I don't have the strength to play with the boys, so I have to come play with the girls. And I don't even say I'm sorry. And I'm all that in a bag of chips. Guess what, dude? Go home and oh, it makes me
Mhm.
so angry. And with
Yeah.
that, I have this question: do you believe that justice has been served in your case?
I think so. I mean, I have been able to use my story and get the law passed in my own state. Like, I don't know how bigger I could have went. Like, I think that pretty much helped entirely, but I think it's also helping m- nationwide, which is really good. I don't really know like what else could have been done because technically like no one did anything wrong in the moment. So I guess it was more of like a reactive response instead of being proactive, which is what I always try to preach in these other states. Like, you, this is exactly why you shouldn't wait around until someone's life is completely altered before y'all make a law to protect me. Like, let's just get it done now. But that's what a lot of these states, that's their argument. Like, we're making an argument out of nothing. That's not even happening. But that's exactly the point. Like, it shouldn't happen. So we should stop it from happening.
For sure, 100%. And how do you balance the anger, the justice, and the revenge that you had towards this guy? Like, I would be totally enraged. I'd be like, I would probably be, it would probably be really bad if it were me. Let's just be honest, okay? Because I have a big mouth, as we obviously all know. So, what would like? How do you balance it all? Are you still mad? Do you want to? I mean, obviously, you've had justice in the state of North Carolina. You're
Mhm.
hopefully going to have justice throughout the United States.
Yep.
And but are you mad? Are you still mad that he took your, like, chances to go and play college sports? Or have you let it go?
I'm not mad. Well, I'm not mad. I don't blame him. Like I've forgiven him and I don't like hate him or anything. And I never really have. Like that's never been the thing. I've always felt bad for him because he's grown up being lied to his whole life and now is the time where he we are adults and he can, change that and see the actual truth, but like he's been brainwashed his whole entire life and that's so sad to me. And I just pray for him and I pray for his family because it's like they're so incredibly lost and I don't believe in any of that stuff. Like I don't think any of the you can't change anything. I know there's a lot of arguments and grace on our side about that stuff, but I really just don't think it's true. Like I mean, it's all fake and it doesn't even like register to me in my mind. So I can't even think of it that way because I just don't believe in it. Like I don't think it's even realistic whatsoever. So I just try to be as graceful as I can on my side. I mean, the Lord has forgiven me for time and time and time again, and hopefully He continues to have that grace for me for the rest of my life. So, I mean, if He's doing that for me, I don't see why I can't forgive someone else for doing something to me. Um, so yeah, I don't think that's really like a thing I struggle with, but it is just sad to see people be so lost with no help.
They're demonic.
Yeah,
They're
it's
demonic.
evil.
It's really evil. It's in the Bible that it's evil.
Yeah.
And the reality is that when parents cannot parent, like if my mother, I'm going to use myself as an example. So when I was born in 1968, so I'm old, right? And so back in the 80s, we were punkers. So I was like totally into punk rock and I'd have my hair all spiked up and wearing silk screens on the back of my jackets and I was just like this total like punker girl. And if my mom
Oh.
had said, "Oh, Elizabeth, you're going to be a punker for the rest of your life. Let's keep your hair short. This is going to be your identity for the rest of your life." She was like, "You're going to grow out of this and go put back on your normal clothes. Okay, Elizabeth, this is done. We're not doing this." And instead of the parents saying, "Guess what? I understand, honey, you're a little boy and you don't like being a boy. Maybe you're gay, which is totally okay, and you're attracted to men. That makes sense. I totally get it. If you're a girl and you're attracted to women, I understand that. But that doesn't mean you change your sex. Like
Yeah.
God gave that to you as a gift.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we're
Yeah,
not
everything you
supposed to feel comfortable all the time. But I think since we're allowed to order Amazon to be delivered to our house in 2 seconds and DoorDash in 2 seconds, we think we need instant gratification and we can't feel sad ever. Like
yeah,
sadness is
that's so true. That's so true. Yeah, I think, like, the everything is just I don't know, everything is just so crazy. I think that's actually a perfect way to put that as well. Like, we are used to being satisfied instantly, which is really sad, and, um, I don't know, I think I've never really talked about what you were saying, how no one's felt comfortable in their skin, 'cause, I think XXXY, that brand,
mhm.
would you say, they did, an ad on, like, the tomboys and how it's okay to be a tomboy, and I thought that was really powerful because it just shows, like, how these lies have just grown and grown and grown, like, tomboys aren't even a thing anymore because if you're a tomboy, then you're like a dude now or whatever. So, it's just crazy because 'cause they've just been so extreme with it, and I thought that was a good point. I don't really see that anymore, like, you don't see a tomboy as much as you used to.
And Peyton, let's be honest, you have been put into the spotlight, and you have been the voice and the face behind we cannot let boys playing in girls sports. And where do you get that from your inside, the courage to do this? Because I'm sure you get negative comments. I'm sure you've had like things said to you that you would never even speak to your dog to about or even your worst enemy. I mean, you've probably endured so much that you haven't even talked about. Like probably so much negativity that you want to go cry in the corner. Like how are these people talking to me and how do you do it?
Yeah, it's definitely been something that I struggle with at times, and there's been a few times where it's been, like, really amped up, and I've gotten a lot of like attention for a few days or whatever, so I get a bunch of messages on both sides. And I mean, I always say like the support is obviously overwhelmingly more than the hate, and it always has been like from the beginning. But the hate, obviously like it's never really bothered me because I'm just like I know I'm right, so I don't really care.
I love that.
But sometimes, I mean, you're not gonna enjoy hearing like death threats and whatever all the time. So it does get a little draining. And I just feel bad for these people. And, I would never say any of this to anyone. And I think that's also what I think of. But yeah, just the courage I try to have as much as I can. I just think of this happening to my younger sister, and that just infuriates me. It was really hard for me to tell my story in the beginning because I never really wanted, and I still don't really want people to feel bad for me because there's nothing anyone can do about it now. Like what I say shouldn't make you feel pity, like it should just enrage you because the fact that this is happening in rural North Carolina, like it's happening anywhere because we had never even seen this before. Like I had zero idea. I had never even seen a trans person before, like or whatever that is. Like
Right.
we had zero idea and zero direction because we never thought it would happen to us, and it did. And that's why I always say it's so easy to say what you would do in the situations until it actually happens to you because like if we were looking at it before, we would never allow that to happen, and we would do this and that and whatever, and then it did happen, and it happened to me. So it's just like, if that's happening, I just the idea of that happening to Avery, I mean, it would make me so mad. Way more mad than it made me happening to myself. So I think that's what pushes me through because if I get blessed enough to have daughters one day, I don't want them to ever think like there's even a chance that there could be a guy on the other side. I grew up never thinking there was a ever even allowed to have a guy on the other side because it wasn't and it shouldn't be. And hopefully we can get back to that place.
I hope so too. And watching your mom, I could feel her anger coming through. I would have been the same way. I would have see again, I'm like cuz I sometimes don't have a filter obviously. So but you are so self-confident and I love it. What are you grateful for today?
I am so grateful for my mom and for my family. I mean, they've sacrificed a lot for me, and my mom, she's so selfless when it comes to this stuff, and she would fight till the very end for us. So I just very thankful to have parents that support me and a community that supports me. I'm from like a really good place, very sheltered and like community and family and everyone knows everything, which is like not the best, but like other than that, it's just nice to have like a really big family. I mean, my family's already huge, but everyone that lives here, I mean, they're all just so good to me and I feel very safe and like supported and encouraged. So I'm
And
thankful for that.
were you raised this is like a big thing I have these days, but were you raised going to church all the time?
Yeah, I was raised in church growing up. We have a bunch of churches here, and like one side of my family goes to one, and the other side goes to the other. So we were always like bouncing around. But I've always grown up knowing the Lord, thankfully, which is also a huge blessing.
It's so huge because that's where we get this self-confidence, right? It's from God.
Yeah,
It's not from anybody human, right?
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like I just know that I'm working for Him, and that He has a plan for me, and I try to follow it the best I can. So I just and that gives me all of my courage and confidence because I just ask him every day to speak through me because I can't do it on my own.
No, it's amazing. These questions are actually this is from a listener. They said, "What steps do you take every day to overcome adversity?" So what do you do every day so that you stay on the beam?
I pray. I am trying to get back. Like I was telling you briefly before, of course, I've always been in my faith and I've always like tried to be the best I could be, but the past couple weeks I've really tried to be better. Taking it a lot more serious after what we saw happen with Charlie Kirk. I mean, I feel like that was kind of like an awakening for everybody, but it was for me too, and I really want to be more in the Word and be even stronger in His Word.
Now, how do you do that? Do you go on to Hallow? Do you go to an app? Do you go to YouTube? Or do you just pick up, which I have sitting right here because I always have it next to me, or do you just pick up this Bible? If you're not
Yes.
watching us and you're just listening to us, I just held up my Bible. What are you doing? Tell us exactly what you do. Do you pick up the Bible? Do you talk about it? What do you do to get closer
So
to God?
I just got a new Bible, so that's a big thing. I got the She Reads Truth Bible, which is really good. Anyway, I have been doing a lot of podcasts and YouTube videos. I'm trying to be more in the there's so many Christian and Bible podcasts, which I didn't
Yeah.
even really realize, but so I've been really diving into that. Bryce Crawford has been really good. Um,
You
and
guys hear
yeah,
that? Bryce Crawford, just so you know.
yes,
Okay.
yes, I'm just trying to use all the resources because there's so many. I mean, there's
Right.
so many.
I know. It's like going to a smorgasbord. There are like
Yeah,
so many different things you can do. And like which one, but you have to find out what feels comfortable to you. I don't think there's a right and a wrong. Do you? I just think it's what you relate to.
yeah, yeah. I think so too. And there's like so many for every stage of your life. Like there's a podcast, Girls Gone Bible, which I've been listening to,
Yeah.
and that's kind of just like my thing. Like I don't know. I feel like it's so easy to kind of start living worldly, and it's so easy to do that and get very distracted. So just being able to like come back and um, focus on what's actually important is very, very refreshing, and it helps me a lot in all of every aspect of my life, for sure.
I love that. I love that. It's always better to get closer to God. And do you have a set of morals or values that you live by?
Yes, I don't know. I would say like my morals fall from my me trying to be a woman of God, and so that has a lot of like I guess rules or just things that I try to live by. So I try to have as many morals as I try to live by all of my morals. I just want to be a good person, and I want to be a helpful person, and someone that people can depend on, and never, you know, I don't know. I don't want to like lie or do things mischievously. Like I just want to be kind and helpful.
And when you're dating, it's sometimes hard as a young girl, isn't it? When you want somebody to treat you the way that God, like how Mary was treated, the Blessed Mother. Like women need to be
Mhm.
treated like that. And to
Yeah.
go and change and make yourself something you're not because you want some guy to like you, when you are just a natural, beautiful woman that has been given this voice, it's just amazing. And just staying true to that, right?
Yeah, the dating stuff has definitely been hard. I've tried to stay true to myself for sure. I feel like I'm at, and this is like common anyway. Aren't men like they say like at least 5 years behind women or whatever? And I don't really know, but I don't know. I'm dating, but I keep it very like, I know what I want, I know what I'm looking for, and that's my goal, and if I don't have that, then I'm not gonna change myself to fit this person, or I'm not gonna, like, pretend this person is something that they're not, because I know that the Lord made someone for me, and I'm just waiting to find that person.
I love that. And when we watch Erica Kirk, like when she talks about Charlie and how he came, like you know that somebody's coming. It's just on God's time, not ours,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely, yeah,
But it's
for
staying
sure.
true to yourself
Mhm.
no
Yeah.
matter what. Now, and that's a big question because so many people these days, and this is again from somebody who wrote in, it was from Sarah, and she asked me to ask you, do you write down your goals? Because they're saying right now that if you write down your goals, they're going to happen, like manifesting what you want and all this stuff. Do you write that stuff down?
I don't because I feel like it is kind of like a manifesting thing, and I never want to like confuse that with like prayer or whatever. Like, I don't wanna, like, mix those up because I don't want to solely rely on, like, manifesting and stuff that's not, like, real. And I don't know, I think writing it down, though, it does help you push yourself to, do those goals, and I think that'd probably be good for me because I forget everything. So, I don't know, I might have to take that up, but I haven't done that before because I feel like which I feel like there's a line, obviously, that split those 2 up, but I never want to get too close to the line. I'm still trying to, like, get on track, so I'm not
I
trying to
love
distract
that.
myself.
Yeah, because what you just talked about was God's will. Like, you don't wanna interfere with what God's will is for you. You're like,
Yeah.
"I don't know what he wants for me, and what if what I say," because a lot of us, we dream so small and
Yeah.
God dreams so big, and if you're
Yeah.
watching me, if you're not watching on YouTube, I'm using my hands. But you like, really, his ideas are so much bigger than our little ideas, and I think
So true.
sometimes when we write down the little things, it just keeps little when God's like, "Wait a minute, I'm gonna do something way bigger than that, my friend."
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I love that. And so are these values that you have today and the goals you have today and your dreams you have today, are they different? Now, this is a hard thing because you were a senior in high school when the accident happened. But do you think they're different now than they were back then?
Yes, I think they're more like I don't know, I mean, back then, it was obviously my goals were, like, getting in col or finishing college and doing sports and finding friends, like stuff like that. It was more like right then my goals and what I thought was next, but now I don't know. I think I'm thinking like way further out now. I want to plan to have a future and a family and stuff like that. So I think about way different things now than I did then, but it's because I've had like a crazy life the past 3 years. I've kind of had the college experience for like a year, but I've also just been working and getting to travel the country and do like really cool things. So I've been all over the place. I still, need to finish school. I have a year left, so I will finish, but I don't know, I just think about way different things now than I did then for sure. I think it was just such a different time in my life though.
But you get older and you start to, I mean, older, but you're young and you want to have a family. Like that starts to happen in a woman's brain. Like it just, I
Mhm.
don't know what they call it. That your clock starts to go. And I know maybe feminists will be like, well, no, there is no such thing and whatever they want to say. But I know for a fact that it's true. Like all of a
Yeah.
sudden you're like, I just want to have a baby. I don't know. I just want to have a
Yeah.
baby. It's just, there's nothing that can stop you.
Yeah.
And so, what is your purpose, do you say, going forward, besides becoming a mom, which because you're going to be an amazing mom and you're going to be an amazing wife because you're such a lovely human being. But
Thank
what
you.
is your purpose, do you say, right now?
I think my purpose is just to keep speaking the truth in everything that I do because like not only am I doing the sports stuff, but I'm also speaking a lot on the sorority and the colleges and the bathrooms and all that other stuff that happened as well. Um,
Oh,
so now that all that is into play, I don't know. I mean, my biggest goal is just to bring truth back because it's so gone. Like it's so clouded to everyone and in every way. So I think it's just like a spiral effect and it all starts with just telling the truth. So that's my goal is to make sure that gets back into the language and literally just in everything.
okay, because I love this. Because again, my podcast that dropped yesterday on Tuesday, we're recording this on Wednesday. You guys, I was in Austin. Okay. I'm in Austin. So I live in a bubble here. I live in Florida. People still, it's kind of like North Carolina in some sort of ways. Like Governor DeSantis is like, if you don't like the school, we're going to give you an $8,000 credit. You don't even have to send your kids to public school. You can send whatever school you want to send them to. Like DeSantis has been doing amazing things in the state of Florida. So I go to
Mhm.
Austin, Texas. Cars drive themselves. Robots deliver your food. Every bathroom I went to in that city was like, it's a, what do they call it? It's non-binary or whatever. What does it say? An autonomous bathroom. I'm like, I don't want to go into a bathroom a dude has been in. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Again, I have 2 sons. I've spent time in fraternity houses. My youngest
Mhm.
son was like my youngest son, when we went to visit my oldest son at college, he's like, "Mom, why are the toilets all yellow?" I'm like, "Okay, that's because of boys. They're just not." And I'm not every boy, but like we're different.
Yeah, we are. We just are, and that's just, like, the way it is, and no one's feelings are gonna change that ever. I think the bathroom thing is so disgusting because it's like I mean, it's the bathroom and the locker room, they're both equally as disgusting, but, like, there's men hiding in stalls waiting for little girls to come in. Like, my dad used to send us in the bathroom because, obviously, he wasn't gonna go in there when we were really little. And now, like, he would never feel comfortable doing that now because there could be a man hiding inside the stall just waiting because that's what they do. A lot of them do that. And how are you supposed to know one versus the other? Like, if you're letting one in, you're letting all of that in. And that's just not fair. I mean, that's just another example of what's just not fair to women and what women are being put through and being told that they need to just accept it and be nice and not make a scene or cause attention to it. Like, it's don't want to hurt these people's feelings. I don't really care. Like, I don't care about the feelings. My feelings are hurt. Like, how about how about that? I do not care about this man's feelings. He has a dress on and he's like 40 years old. Like, I don't care.
No, the best, I went to Costco in Austin and there was a gentleman standing behind me, like total dude haircut, everything, like short dude haircut. He has a little Brett like you put in a baby's hair in his head, and he's wearing like Lululemon hot pink shorts that show all this junk that I don't want to see. I'm sorry. Like, we have
No.
to leave things up to the imagination, my friend. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, that guy just walked around here like that.
Ew.
I mean, it was so gross. And I'm like, and I said to my son, I'm like, tell that guy to go away. He's like, Mom, shh, shh, shh. And I'm like, I'm not shushing. I mean, somebody asked me to sign a petition there. And when I like following me down the street to sign a position, like sign this petition to say it's okay to abort a baby anytime you wanted to. And I'm like, dude, I'm MAGA. I believe in God. We do not believe in killing human beings. Do you guys do not?
Yeah.
Did you not get the memo? We're not supposed to kill anybody.
It's so deranged. It's so deranged. These people, they don't even know what they're talking about half the time.
They
And the
don't.
fact that they get to vote and it's just like they get to vote just as much as we do.
Now, isn't that interesting? Because someone who commits a felony, right, and kills somebody, are they allowed to vote?
In some
No.
states, yeah.
Felons aren't allowed to vote. If you have a
Oh.
felony, I don't think you're allowed to vote.
Oh, is that like everywhere?
I
I
think
thought that
that
was
is. I think it's
Oh, I think you're right, yeah.
so like, hello, like if you're walking around and you're obviously mentally ill because you're not comfortable in your skin and somebody's told you that it's okay to go pretend that you're something else when that's a lie, that's a
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, you're mentally deranged and you
Yeah.
shouldn't
You,
I don't know.
it's crazy. But the fact that you're speaking and now, and let's end on this. What do you think about the sorority? So are boys trying to join sororities now?
Yes, they are, and they're getting around that, like, big time because these sororities are just so like, they're just so indoctrinated, and which I never thought, like, I would be a big sorority girl, like, I didn't think I was gonna do that ever. My family was in shock when I joined, like, whatever. I actually loved it, like, I had a great time. That's where I met a lot of my friends. It still wasn't really in my comfort zone, but it's such a good thing for girls. I mean, it, like, made all these friendships, we do all these things, like, it was great for me. I was hating college, and then once I joined, it completely turned things around, like, I miss being there now, and for them to, like, build women up so much in a place where it's hard, like, college is my first semester was so hard, and I did not wanna go back, and then they, like, gave me a home and, like, a place, and then for them to completely just ditch me when it's my hardest time for this mentally deranged man, who has zero association with the sorority whatsoever. Like, it was just some random dude in the dining hall, and they choose him over me, and I was just like, how would I be a part of a group like that? They wanted me to apologize. They wanted me to take online classes to know how to post online.
Wait a
And
minute, tell us the story from the beginning to end, because some of my listeners might not know this
oh,
story. Okay, so
right,
tell
you're
us from
right.
the beginning. Okay.
Okay, so I was in a sorority, and then
At which
um,
school? At University of North
at, at
Carolina?
Western at Western Carolina
Okay,
University,
okay.
and this was like my family's favorite school. Like, my whole family went there. I didn't even want to go there, but like my whole family did, so I did, and like I started to love it, whatever. And I go in the dining hall, and which is we're a public university. People are always in and out of the dining hall, especially because that's like where all the field trips come, all the guests come, whatever. I see this huge dude in there towering over me with the dress on, hideous outfit. And
It's all about the outfit, you guys, at least for me. Come on, let's face it.
at least try a little, okay?
Right.
And anyway, I'm like starstruck by this because I'm like, out of all people, this is happening to me. Like, I encourage women daily to speak up about this stuff and not just let it happen and whatever. So I was thinking just how hypocritical of that would it have been for me to just smile and wave and like walk out when that's
No,
all I talk
right.
about. So I decided to question him. It was pretty civil conversation, I thought, at least, and I videoed it for my safety because I don't want something being said that I said that wasn't true. First of all, I don't want something being said that happened that didn't. And also, I didn't know how he was going to react. Like, I have no way of knowing who this guy is. I have no way of knowing his intentions of being in the women's bathroom. Like, I have no way of knowing that. So I asked him, is whatever conversation. I left. I never saw him again. I posted the video, didn't name him. Yeah, you could see his face because he's in a public women's restroom. Like, he went in there with the possibility of that happening. That happens. So I posted it to raise awareness because I didn't even know that was happening on my own campus, and this was the last day of classes. So it absolutely blew up overnight. We had finals all day, all next week. So that weekend, I was just like, I was on lockdown. I got a call from the dean the next day and my sorority. Both of them called me. I had to meet with the dean, and they were concerned about my safety. I couldn't leave my room all weekend. The cops had to monitor my dorm until I moved home early. And I wasn't supposed to move until like later that week. I had to move at the beginning of the week because the school was genuinely concerned for me. People were trying to find me. They were posting all about me, completely taking this guy's side, like even the school was, and I was just like, how is my sorority and my school taking this guy's side? And my sorority, I mean, that was just the whole thing. Like, I ended up getting out of there. They terminated my membership in about 2 weeks. They told me I was embarrassing them. I refused to apologize, so that played a big factor into it. I had two different meetings. The first time I claimed it was bias because they were actively taking up for the guy in the meeting. Anyway, that was just a whole thing. I ended up getting kicked off of that. But then with the school, I was under a 9-month civil rights battle with my own university, and the guy's trying to get me expelled and charged with sexual harassment. And I'm like, how am I getting charged with sexual harassment for using the women's restroom? Like, that makes no sense, and my school's encouraging it. So I had to fight this for several months. If it wasn't for IW, Independent Women, I wouldn't have been able to find a lawyer who would have taken this up because the whole panel, the whole judge, the guy's attorney, everyone was through the school. And I didn't have that. Like, I didn't have any of that. So thankful for them for finding me my attorney, who absolutely killed it, thankfully. And this January of this year, we had to go to trial. And he, I mean, all we did was just say the facts the whole time. It lasted for hours. And all me and my attorney did was just lay out the facts. We never used the preferred pronouns or whatever, like, because that's the whole reason we're in there. So we're not going to do that. And every time we called him a he would scream at us from across the room. And I'm like, how is this
You're
allowed?
deranged, dude. You're deranged. And the judge didn't stop him?
Oh my gosh, it was just like insane. We ended up winning that, and I wasn't expelled, and I wasn't charged with sexual harassment, thank God. But we went into it thinking I was gonna lose. Even my attorney was like, "You ain't gonna win this. Like, you're not gonna win." The judge had pronouns, so I thought that was immediately out the door. And I mean, by the glory of God, we won, and because we were telling the truth and the laws and facts are on our side, or I wouldn't have won. And they were trying every way to twist it, but thank God that the truth prevailed, or I would be, um, like, on some kind of list for being a sexual harasser.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and wait a minute. Did the sorority apologize and say we want you back?
No,
Okay,
no.
they're losers too. Okay, though that
Yeah,
sorority's a loser.
yeah,
I went to an all women's college. We were all about supporting our women. We are different. We are
yeah,
different. We give birth to babies. We are mothers. We have breasts. We are able to do things that the boys cannot do. I don't need to be teaching you guys a biology class right now, by the way. But the reality is, we should be supporting each other, and
yeah,
men should be supporting us and saying, you know what, this guy's crazy.
yeah,
I mean, for grown men to think that it's okay to say boys can use your bathroom, like what guy, a real man wants to share a bathroom? Like I even married, I don't share a bathroom with my husband. Okay. I don't
yeah.
want to share my bathroom with my husband. I want my own space. Okay.
Exactly, exactly. Exactly. I mean, that just says it perfectly. I mean, I just genuinely, because that school specifically, this wouldn't have been allowed 10 years ago. Like, the people on campus would have already handled this. Like, it would have never gotten to where it is now. It's just so different. Colleges are just so, like, they're just so
Indoctrinated.
indoctrinated, and it's so bad. And I've seen it in real time. I mean, I took the comms classes, so I was in all the gender studies classes out of everyone I was. And, I saw firsthand these professors completely brainwash everyone in there. And thank God I actually knew what was actually going on and can think for myself and have my own opinions, or I would have been right there in the middle of them. And none of these kids know. I mean, they didn't grow up learning about it. So, of course, they're going to believe their professor. But no, I didn't believe one thing any of them said because it's just not true.
No, because your mom and dad did such a good job and they taught you to be a free thinker and they told you what was right and wrong. And that's where it came
Yeah,
from. Your mom and dad. Your mom and dad took you to church, your cousins, your uncles, your aunts. Everybody showed you what's right and what's wrong. And you knew that from your core. And
so
that's what I
true.
think sometimes is missing. And we are not, our teachers aren't there to raise our children. They're
No.
supposed to teach them subjects so that they can go out and get a job and get a career. It's not about what they think about whether
Mhm.
or not it's okay. And that sorority, whatever it is called, I'd be like, you know what, dudes, you owe her whatever sororities out there that you have for women. You need to apologize to Payton. You should give her all of her money back that she gave you in dues, and you should like put a plaque that this is where Payton went to school because she's a strong woman and she's an advocate and she is speaking truth. It's amazing. So where
Period.
can people find you? Like, do you have a website where people can find all your stuff or do they go to the independent women's forum to look you up? Like, where can people start following you?
Yeah, and any of the independent women's, like, they just have platforms on every platform, or they have things on every platform. And I'm also on every platform. So if you just look up my name, Payton McNabb, or anywhere on IWF, IWV, IW, there's also IW Features that has a documentary of pretty much my whole story. You can see my family in it. Um, but yeah, they have very, very good resources across the board, and they cover pretty much everything we talked about today, down to sports, sororities, colleges, prisons, everything. So they got it all on the front lines and elevating all these wonderful women across the nation, and it's happening everywhere. It's happening in every age group, every sport, every level. So it's very important and it's still going on.
I love it. I love it. And I'm going to actually have all your links on this description so you guys can just go click it and take It will take you there. Well, I just love you to death, and I am
Love
such a
you.
supporter of you. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm like, come on, Riggs, come on, come on, come on, come on. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you for having me. I love you so much. This was
I
so fun.
I love you so much. Okay, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's show. Reach out with any questions, Elizabeth at elizabethchance.com. And know this, you are not alone. You are never alone. Remember that. Take care, everybody. And I will see you guys all next week. Take care. Bye bye.